So boys, I know that I've been gone for the past 2 days. I got really severe food poisoning. We talked all about it, but I'm here now. And you know what's funny? While I was away, Blizzard thought that they can get away with some serious shenaniganry. We have a lot to talk about, but today we are going to start with some insanely not job, outlandish tweet that Blizzard had made in response to a player that was very disgruntled with an AI response he got from them. Over what? You're about to find out. But yeah, also I know I got a new haircut. I look bald. I look new pillow. What?
This is it. In 30 seconds, if I don't get it.
Oh god. Oh god. Guys, I'm about to start Mythic Plus soon.
I think even recording this, I kind of had to like stop myself for like a second to actually acknowledge the fact that this was like a legit thing that happened that I missed out on. And I even thought like, why am I even going to put this video out? Because it's just so stupid. And I'm going to share it with you guys because I think it's quite normal to share stupid stuff with you because that's how much I care. And it seems like this guy who is just a random player for Blizzard and World of Warcraft, he got banned because of him spewing out a couple words on the game that were considered against Blizzard's profanity filter for just saying the F word. And when I say the F word, I mean fuck. We can say it together. Let's do it right now.
Wait, that's crazy.
And it's
since when Blizzard actually banned this, I don't even remember they said anything explicit about this. I mean, wait, was this always the case? No, it never was the case. I remember people saying way worse than this and not getting punished. So what is Blizzard on about? Maybe he like spammed it, but even then I don't see it as a problem. You have the profanity filter inside of the game. So what's the purpose of it? I mean, you do literally have a profanity filter. You can choose to turn it on or off. So you give the player the choice. That was the whole premise. I don't really understand that. Fuck Blizzard. Yeah, exactly.
not a big deal, right? Like, that is a pretty common thing. People tell themselves to go F each other all the time. In video games, in real life. And he submitted a ticket, which we could see here. This is his ticket. It seems like there is, an expiration to his suspension to May 18th. But when you think about it, the new phase just came out. So he can't even play the new phase. He would probably have to get in there probably tomorrow by the next reset. So he was wondering, I didn't do anything. He's asking in his appeal over here, which we can move the camera. So we're moving the camera to this side because we're going to read his appeal. And he basically saying, I have zero idea what I could have said to trigger this penalty. I don't really type anything that would be a bad on World of Warcraft.
I'll move
make
my
a list
camera.
of what I said to get reported and banned. But I also think I was being spam reported by someone who just doesn't like me or has multiple accounts and spams reports people. And this is something that happens to a lot of people, even streamers and creators, where, they will just report someone in mass waves just to get them out of there. It's a very, vindictive thing that, maybe players or bots do to someone to get them off of the game.
Yep, just like they did with the Gates of Encourage. They mass reported a player that was going for Scarab and he instantly got banned because he was flagged by a Blizzard automated system. It was absolutely garbage, but I will give points to Blizzard. I will give them credit. They actually fixed it relatively quickly. I think in a span of a week, they banned everyone who were involved in this, and they actually unbanned the people who were banned falsely. So, kudos to them for that.
But then he realized that there was an automated response that he got, and he basically said in the end, how about since you didn't read anything, I hit you with a Control V and an AI prompt about how you show me what I said to get banned, because this is basically what they sent him. We temporarily suspended your account to WoW. You were reported multiple times by players for inappropriate communication, and some examples including abusive chat, advertisement, spamming, or other communication that violates our code of conduct. Give him the expiration date. He won't have access to his account during that time, and yada yada yada. It seems like a very generic, automated, sent-out response to just let a person know that, hey, it is what it is, you got to accept the penalty. But I think people are getting tired of this automated style of a response, so Cody over here decided.
Well, it's no problem having these instantaneous automated response just to kind of understand what happened, but you need to have a personnel like literally looking into this. You need someone on this. Okay, so it's okay for a first message. It can be the entire thing.
Take it to Twitter. And he added the Blizzard support
He took
team
it to the
on
battlefield.
Twitter, which led to over 1.4 million views in a tweet, which is
Damn.
kind of insane. And he said it's actually, impressive how the company owned by a company worth over $2 trillion can't have a support system that just spews out AI written BS back to me. How are you this fucking terrible, dude? and he's cursing here too, and he has every right to do so. And then the support team basically said, just looked at the logs, Cody, you seem to have a fondness for dropping F-bombs. Even one, if reported, is enough.
Do you think that the person who wrote this lived in a low socioeconomic neighborhood or a very, very wealthy one? So, I see right now nobody's answering. I'm assuming that's only because I have 30 viewers and I'm a nobody streamer, so it's completely fine. I'll answer myself. So yeah, this person, whoever wrote this, clearly lived in a very much gated community. And I'm not saying this is like an offensive thing. There's no problem with that. We're not being weird here. It's completely fine. We accept everybody. But this is not a response made by an actual human who understands other human beings. If you're telling me that like one F-bomb is enough to get you secluded from a game that you pay a monthly fee for, a subscription, a cash up, and a base fee, you're insane. You need to be institutionalized, okay? And this is not me being offensive. This is not me being aggressive. No. This is just incongruent. The punishment is way too severe. Even one is enough. Listen, if he said it multiple times in a row, he spammed that, 100%, okay? Ban him. Even then, I think it's dumb because you have the profanity filter. But sure, I can somewhat skip over that. One is enough? Hell no. Hell no, Chief. Grow a spine. This is the real world. Like, stop acting like that. What are we doing? Why are we toddlerifying our entire games? Why are we shielding ourselves from, ooh, there's some bad words out there? Yeah, but who cares? Bro, maybe it's because I'm too old to remember the time when Filthy Frank dominated the internet. Maybe it's because of that. I don't know. It may just be it, right? But this should never be the case. How soft are you that this offends you? It's crazy. Bro, I'm making content over the internet, right? And I'm making content that some people may disagree with at times. So naturally, I get a lot of comments about my character, about the way that I look, the way that I sound, whatever. I don't care. I take it on the chin. Why? Because I grew up in an era where YouTube was the Wild West. It was insane. It was a time when YouTube did not care about any rules. Now, I'm not saying that time was okay, because we had some literally seriously insane stuff back in the day that shouldn't be allowed today, 100%. But at the same time, we've gone too soft. Like, this is crazy. We can't put guardrails on every single thing that we do. Definitely not on what we say. If you're telling me one F-bomb is enough to get you banned, I don't want to play this game anymore. I really do not. It's crazy.
And this is from PJ.
Slash spit, it's banned. You can't even slash spit anymore.
I guess is one of the representatives there. I don't know if that really contends to the fact that that is such the biggest ordeal, Blizzard, to be honest here, to be worried about an individual just saying to go F themselves, or if two grown individuals are, talking in a game. I don't really see that being the end-all be-all problem here, Blizzard. I don't. This feels like a weird targeted attack from like one of your representatives over there on this team, which is kind of cringe in my opinion. And I'm looking further into the post here because it seems like a lot of other people started getting involved in the post. I'm seeing other creators even talk about it, and they say, "Hey, all, jumping in here. The way we engage with this post isn't the quality of what we expect ourselves or each other at Blizzard. Customer service is here to offer clarification and guidance. We want to make our policies clear, and we want all you to feel comfortable when reaching out to us. Our behavior policies are important and regularly evaluated to help ensure the games are in a great place to be as many people as possible. To be clear, cursing is not a blanket punishment in our game. Context matters, and in this case, the context was warranted upholding the action. Thank you for the more voices heard, and we'll work to communicate with more clarity moving forward. And this is from Cal, another person on their support team. Now, I'm trying to find more information on this just to see, like,
Wait,
Cal,
what did he
another
say?
person.
Jumping in here, the way we engage with this post isn't the quality we expect of ourselves or each other at Blizzard. Customer service is here to offer clarification and guidance. We want to make our politics clear, and we want you all to feel comfortable reaching out to us. Our behavior policies are important and are regularly evaluated to help ensure blah blah blah. To be clear, cursing is not a blanket punished with our game. Context matter, and in this case, the context warranted upholding the action. Thank you for making voices heard, and we were okay. So. Yeah, basically just a 1-0 burger. They just wanted to ban him because he said the F word, and now they got like a ton of backlash, and they feel bad about it. That's basically it. Okay, it's sorry we got caught. It's never sorry we actually did something wrong. It's, oh, you know what? It's not worth the backlash. So yeah, there you go. I'll give you that W. Dude, I really hate Blizzard.
On their support team. Now, I'm trying to find more information on this just to see, like, what really did this guy do wrong? So, Cody asks now, like, do I need to report anyone who says fucking video games? Now, it leads me to the question is, like, what is wrong and what is deemed right when it comes to talking in video games? Because people have been trash talking to each other in video games since the
Bro,
dawn
even
of time,
Nixium
since
said seriously.
playing many old school FPS-like games back in the day, or even RTSs, or anything that had a sport-like competitive value within a video game that led to one and another person having a discussion with each other or some...
Yeah, a discussion. That's one way to call it. Yeah, but he's clearly referring to the good time Xbox Call of Duty chats. Yeah, nobody wanted to... I remember those. I came in a little bit too late. I came into Call of Duty during Black Ops 2, which I know. I missed the Modern Warfare good old days, I know. But you know what? It wasn't as bad, because I still got to experience the chat in its fullest glory. Well, not in its fullest, but pretty close to it.
Type of confrontation. What's the limit here, Blizzard? Because I'm kind of, like, curious about that, because I've been, you know... in World of Warcraft before, I've dropped the F-bomb. I've said, damn,
Everyone.
this is a fucking joke. Or
Everyone.
this BG fucking sucks. Would that get
Literally,
somebody?
what was that noise? Holy, someone subbed! What the hell? What, are you stupid? Holy shit, Wax, thank you so much. That's crazy. Why would you ever sub to an idiot such as myself? That's crazy. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate it. Really, I do. I didn't even recognize the sound. Thank you.
Warranted for a ban because they said something with the F word? Can you say the word shit?
Enjoy the new membership perks.
Does that get
I like your
reported
videos. I
because
like
it's
you.
Considered harassment
Thank you.
because you called someone a shitter when either you think they are or they're not? It doesn't really matter. You're just talking banter in a game. You're talking shit. It's not really a big ordeal. This is something that has happened in competitive games for such a long time. Now, I'm not calling World of Warcraft this ultimately overall competitive game, but when you're doing BGs or you're going for honor, you're doing arenas, that's where it kind of differs. Or if you're...
No, not at all. You don't even need to give this as an example. I think the simplest way I can put it to you... Jesus, I'll skip that frame. He looks like the Grudge here. It's, I think the simplest way you can put it here is this is an MMO RPG. You're neglecting the RPG element. In RPG, you should be able to say... not whatever you want, but you want to extend it to the furthest you can, right? I mean, I'm not saying we should say everything. Obviously, there should be some sort of a limit. But you should make that limit a little bit further away because it enhances the experience of the RPG. I think that's why most people like Baldur's Gate 3. You can do a lot of things there. And listen, I'm saying a lot of things, okay? Things that I literally cannot mention here. Because we're keeping it friendly. No, we're not friendly, obviously. I mean, look at me. I look like a degenerate WoW player, and I am one. So, if you know, you know, okay? I'm just going to say bear, and that's it. But it was so good, because, not because the thing was good, but because It gave people another way to express themselves. And in MMORPGs, it's even more enhanced because you really want players to be able to say what they want. Now, obviously, again, there should be a limit, but it should be a little bit further away than other video games.
For like a speed parse run, that's where it kind of differs. And that's like, the competitive side of people coming out where, people get a little hyped up to talk shit. It's completely normal. And I'm looking at other posts here, and we have one from Bobby T where he says, so much for freedom of speech, so much for having filters that the player can use to prevent them from seeing profanity. So much for spending $13 a month when you can easily cancel and let them lose money. But outside of the last part, I'm really more focused on the filter part because he's absolutely right. They have an in-game profanity filter. You can check that off. So you don't...
Exactly. That's what I said. I mean, there's a reason why it exists. If you don't want to see that stuff, you have an option for it. I mean, that's good. If you're against the F word, add it to the profanity filter. Obviously, I know that it's already on there, but if you have a problem with another word, add it. Okay, just add it to the profanity filter. You can play God. You can silence people forever. It's just so stupid. It really is so stupid. And of course Blizzard would start doing that. It was obvious because it always starts with 1. And then it goes to 2 and then 3 and then 4. And now I don't even know which stage we are. I gotta be honest with y'all. I think the next stage would literally preventing your entire account from playing anything on Battle.net. It's going to be that crazy and it's going to be that extreme because we haven't pushed against it enough. I honestly think Blizzard would actually do this. It's insane. It's absolutely mind-boggling. But at this point, I'm not even surprised anymore. Hey, Apple, dope haircut trim. Thank you. Thank you so much. Finally. You see, guys? You called me bold. Some people appreciate it. I leaned into the WoW player perspective. Yeah, every story in the campaign is about a bad husband or bad father or bad grandfather. It's absurd. You know why it's like that? God, I hate talking about it. You know why it's like that? Because the people who are writing the stories are disgruntled Labubu millennials that has too many Funko Pops in their room. They never had any real friends growing up, and now they're self-inserting themselves into the game because they think their parents didn't love them as a kid, even though they actually did love them, but they just didn't buy them every single toy they wanted. So now they're trying to make a revenge story inside of World of Warcraft, and we gotta pay for it. Crazy, huh? Man, you truly gotta love life.
Need to see stuff. So
What's
I don't
up, Apple? Hey,
understand why
Carol.
Blizzard has the option in the game. You can check off the profanity filter. You can have that enabled in the game or disable it. It's up to you. And none of this is really a big deal. So this is why I feel like it's a little cringe because it feels like a targeted attack from a representative or another representative who just saw something and deemed it unfittable for the game because of their feelings or their values. And I just feel like it's a little weird. It's a little weird to even like target one random individual of your product even before the second lockout is done for this phase, which by the way, if you haven't completed SSC or TK, let me know your progress in the comments below. We've completed it week 1 and we're doing it again on another character, which we're going to go back and kill KT tonight in TK. So
I mean,
we'll have 2 completed
I think the
raids
GMs
in
are on a
1 week,
power
which is
trip.
pretty awesome. But
Like
outside
GMs
of
from
that,
Blizzard.
it seemed like Blizzard even responded to this, which we can read this post. We also have a code of conduct that every player of our game agrees to. Part of that is refraining from profanity. Freedom of speech is between the U.S. government and its citizens, not between a private company and their customers. No, you aren't allowed to curse in our games. Do so, get reported. There are consequences. From PJ.
And it got 1 million views too. I bet the comments on this one are going to be spicy. I hope you read some of those. If not, I'll try to find a post. But it's so stupid. I mean, listen. Obviously, in terms of the law, they're right. Okay? Obviously, freedom of speech doesn't apply to private companies. I do understand. I do get it. But it's freedom of speech is not a thing that, oh, it's the law, so you must adhere to it. It's a common sense thing. Humans need freedom of speech. You saying this just show me clearly where your priorities lie. You want to silence people. You want to silence our voice. And it just goes to show that nobody should ever give you money again. And I'm stupid for even giving you money right now as I'm trying to advance for retail. I'm the dumb one. I'm actually should be ashamed of myself. I mean, I know that I'm technically earning money from it, But still, I shouldn't be giving Blizzard any money. I'm so glad that after 1 month from now, when my sub runs out, or like, was it 2 months? I don't even remember. I'm never gonna renew my subscription again. I'm going to be out of Battle.net for another 8 years until I want to laugh at them again. But it's such a damn shame. It's so clear. I mean, the law, it only between the citizen. No, this law doesn't apply to my company. Bro, get out of here, you loser. It's not about law, it's about morals. Like, what are you, nuts? Like, have you got no common sense? It's so crazy to say that a law doesn't apply to you, it means it's right. Dude, what is such a dog-ass argument? Holy. Yeah, absolutely clueless. I mean, it's insane. It's absolutely crazy. Code of conduct means nothing when thousands of people are getting away with botting, hacking. Exactly, right? And again, it's rules for thee, but not for me. Blizzard get to decide who walks away free. You don't. Unfortunately for you, you're on the losing side. Losing side, right? Of, Blizzard. It is what it is, man. The people in charge, they don't like us. They just don't. It's reality. And I mean, listen, like, people are gonna call us grifters. They're gonna do. I don't advocate for one side or another, but I'm a huge advocate for freedom of speech. I do. Like, I do not care. Like, I am a huge advocate of freedom of speech.
This got over 1 million.
And I will always say it.
That is insane. What is the point of the in-game filter? And you even see Solheim here.
Bro, look at Nixium response. Fucking chat, holy shit. Dude, what? You know this line? I don't know if you guys know this line. If you know this line, you're a base giga, chat. I do. I'm going to tell you. If... let me know if you know. It's gone? Yeah, okay. You know, of course you know, Barbark. Yeah, deleted. So basically, this is what Garrosh Hellscream told Sylvanas, if I'm not mistaken. And Blizzard actually scrapped that. No, they didn't scrap that. They changed that to watch your clever mouth, which, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's crazy. What a base giga chat. Dude, I love Nixium to death. He's such a fantastic content creator.
And Nixium, watch your clever mouth, bitch. And yeah, he's right. Solheim is right too. What's the point of the in-game filter? I don't understand that. It's kind of confusing. Like, you have an
they just cut the N-word
for a reason, PJ. It's in your product. If you load up the game and you go to the settings, if you don't want somebody calling you a bitch or a fucking asshole, you can check that off and they'll call you just a bum. And that's fine. That's not a curse word, but you might get upset about that the way somebody called you a bum now.
Man, it's not a curse, but it's a reality check. It may even worse.
Maybe it's the context.
It hurt even more.
The situation, and you might feel like you have to ban them for a week because you don't like being called a bum. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not really a big deal if somebody just told someone to go F themselves. I mean, who cares? Like, this is some real, like, child activity right now. I'm actually giggling about this because I just don't understand this. It's kind of weird. And then you look at something like this where Sabine right here, let's see this. You aren't allowed to curse on our games. What is this then? Insane double standards. So here we go. Sawed off, tosser, wanker. Oof, that's a curse word. Oof. Badass MF. I wonder what that stands for. And then
Blizzard, wait, let's see. Blizzard A Milking Factory. Okay, I think that kind of, yeah, I'm top of my head, just like that. I think that works. Okay? Maybe someone can make it a little bit better. But yeah, obviously, and it's not double standards, really. I think Blizzard has no problem insinuating mature stuff like that, but they won't outright say it. Like, it's always in a roundabout way with them.
First word. Oof. Badass MF. I wonder what that stands for. And then in-game content is governed by the ESRB/PEGI, which limits the type and amount of content allowed in order to maintain a specific rating, such as for the T and teen. Player behavior is governed by our code of conduct from V on their team. And in reply, this doesn't justify having players' accounts permanently banned for using the same type of communication that your own characters use in your game. It is objectively just having double standards. And then in the final reply...
Also, I don't think that's true. I've seen plenty of teen things that, like, saying the F-bomb. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, that's clearly not the case. No, they're just trying to obfuscate and deflect again.
An account isn't closed immediately. There are
What
settings
are
to
they
provide
talking about
several
even?
warnings before more severe actions are taken.
Bro, I've literally read shonen mangas that like worse than this. Like, what are we talking about? What are we doing here?
Game content and player-generated content is treated differently because it's different and governed by an entire different standards. Sorry. By V. Different standards. So that's just another word of basically saying that we have some type of interior motive and we are looking to expedite that motive upon any person that we deem to seem fit based on how we feel about things. That's basically what they're saying. I think this is completely stupid. First things first, nobody should feel like they need to be oppressed on what they're saying in a video game. Put on the mature profanity filter. It's a setting in the video game. Blizzard, if you didn't care about the setting, why do you have it in the game? If you don't care about the profanity filter, I'll say that one more time. Why do you have it in the game? You had a targeted employee that looked at Cody, sent this Blizzard AI automated message, which I've been seeing several times now since the beginning of TBC. I don't know what's going on with the team. Maybe since you guys been working with Microsoft, you've developed this like chat GPT, Sora-like system to just have immediate response time. I don't know if you guys are using Gemini, whatever AI software program you are using to just respond to a person right away with some AI cluster BS. They did the same thing to me when my friend lost out on some items due to a scammer, and they basically said, oh, you just can't trust people, here's our rules of conduct and have a nice day. They did the same thing to me when I put in tickets for that. It was kind of like cringe to see that type of response, but I just really feel like this type of acknowledgement to a random player in your game is just not a good look. And the fact that you've gotten over like 1 million views on these tweets, which is crazy to me, like over 1 million views based on your responses for this, when it just doesn't add up. You have a profanity filter. Like, it almost feels like Blizzard doesn't pay attention to their own settings, their own things within their own game. Who cares if people drop F-bombs to each other? Who cares if people call each other the bitch word or a shitter or a loser or whatever?
The crybabies in charge. They do. You think they don't care, but they actually do care. That's the beauty of it, because you can't understand the mind of the depraved people who works at Blizzard higher up. I mean, I know the developers on the very basic level are actually pretty chill dudes, because I know like streamers who personally knew people working at Blizzard and they're actually great. But the higher ups and the people who are responsible for all the key position, they're completely delusional. Just look at Holly Dale. Like, just look at her. She's even afraid to say Warcraft. It's insane. Why are we even surprised that the people who she puts in charge and the way that she governs the game are actually as bad? Like, why are we even surprised?
Like, what's the next
I don't get it.
You're gonna get your personal feelings attached to like really break that thread between allowing a player to play the game and not play the game? I just find
conflict craft. Yeah,
cringe, and
exactly.
Whoever's working on this like side of the team, this is very childlike, and it's just not warranted. And I hope that they do better in the future when it comes to actually allowing people to do whatever the hell they want. Because once again, if you didn't want the mature profanity filter in the product, you would have taken it out the product. But you have it in the product right now. It's in the game, bro. Do these guys play their own game? I mean, this is very, very weird. And I'm not even saying this to the developers. I'm talking about this customer support team. We're talking about one team that's handling this side of the game. And it just seems very weird to like have this to be a situation that you had to blow up in the first place. And here's the thing. Blizzard never even needed to respond to this. They could have said, we'll just look into it and that's it. But they willingly took it out of their time. This representative, PJ right here, willingly took it out of his time to make more responses to this.
I'm actually glad he knows this. And you know why this happens? Because these people are all narcissists. They're all a bunch of narcissist nepo babies that did not achieve anything on their own, and they want to seem authoritarian. They want to be the police. They want you to know that they were the ones who banned you. They want that. They're like it's the same with IGN reviewers. They slap their name everywhere because they want it to be known that they are on the upper hand. Like they have the upper hand. They are on the up and high, and they're on a very much superior moral ground than you. No, you're at the bottom. You don't know what you're talking about. You're evil. They're the good ones, and you should look up to them. They want that. And that's why they constantly yell out their names. Brother, if I worked at Blizzard, I would have been ashamed until the rest of my days. Working for such a reprehensible company that should be rebuked, admonished, and repudiated at every single turn. Mind you, all of this comes from a company who literally engaged in the most wanton behavior, in such disgusting, deplorable debauchery I've never even heard about in any other company. It's insane. It is absolutely wild. We should never let Blizzard forget all the stuff they done. Like, never. All that they had done until now, the good and the bad, we should never forget. Like, never forget and never forgive them. It was such oh my god. Man, even talking about this, like, gets me mad. Like, guys, I know we laugh at this. I know we laugh at it, but if we take 1 second to actually just recollect our thoughts and understand what they did, it's crazy. All of them should be in prison. Like, literally all of them. I don't know how Bobby Kotick still roams free. Well, I do know. He's rich, but it's insane. That shouldn't be the case.
That's why this is getting so much attraction. And I just think it's kind of interesting to see how an actual individual on their team responds when it's not being used with AI prompts, ChatGPT, and you could see their interior motives when it comes to decisions based on the player base. That's what I find kind of fascinating. But let me know your thoughts and comments below. We'll go back to
yeah, I mean, okay, great video. I made it long enough. I don't know, I turned a 15-minute video into a 30-something minute long. Man, I'm so bad at the streamer stuff, but great video regardless. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. You guys should definitely check him out. I really like his content. He's such a great guy and a content creator.